wrong people voting or people who do not have documents.
Okay. Professor Leo, but perception-wise, I mean, the CS for ICT was there, CS for Interior was also there. Does the UDA side have a point when they say that this CS Musheru needs to move away from the political scene, even just for perception?
Trevor, you know, if UDA had not been part of government in 2017, then I would say that what they are saying makes sense. Because I can tell you the same things that the deputy president is complaining about, then NASA complained about. I remember even a rally that was held in Kisii, and the current Interior Minister went and was whipping up the crowd, and as he finished, the deputy president, you guys should look for that clip, shakes his hand like, bingo. I would say, as Professor Jenda says, perception-wise, you can say that, not even perception-wise, they attended the Azimio running mate launch. And if there is a law that forbids them in that, then follow that law and ensure that they are either suspended or removed from office. But what I'm saying, that's hypocrisy, because those are the very same things that when he was in government, part of government, those were the very same things that he supported in 2017. Why should it be wrong now when it was right then? But if he has a legal avenue of saying that these people are partisan and therefore they don't deserve, then that's why we have laws in this country, and they should just follow the legal path and ensure that they are taken care of.
Kirwa, what do you think of that issue of having the two CSs there at the launch in terms of perception? Your side, and you said you don't speak for them, but you're the vice chair. So
and deputy chair.
The deputy chair, so you're aware of what goes on there.
You like taking me.
Deputy chair and vice chair. Deputy chair.
Yeah, deputy chair. Well, CSS, the way we understood at the beginning of time, 2010, was supposed to be non-partisan. But increasingly, the bad manners has crept into our midst. What we need to do, perhaps, is to make a choice whether ministers should come from parliament or ministers should actually be interviewed the way they were interviewed, and they become strictly professional in whatever they do. Otherwise, it doesn't really show a good image where a referee is part of a team playing in preparation for the main match. That is what I see. Now, the second issue I just wanted to clarify is something that was said earlier by one of the panelists, that UDA did not want a coalition until Azimio looked that it was gaining gravitas in Mount Kenya region. Remember, UDA, when it was formed, it picked some hype. And it was our advice to the party leader, designate at that particular time, that if we allow all these other parties to hike a lift in our bandwagon, we don't know when they will disembark from our bandwagon. And we say, let us build the necessary momentum, and we shall engage with players that we feel will add value to our team. And we started October last year to engage with other players, including those who are with us from the beginning, like Mheshimiwa Kiunjuri, like Kuria, and the new partners that came in early this year, Fort Kenya and ANC. So it was not that we were so confident that we could do it alone, but we had to move until we build the necessary momentum so that we avoid confusion as UDA. And for us, it was very important. Otherwise, there are many people, just like clubs that you see in Nairobi. When new clubs are open, there are many people flock there. After 4 months or after 1 year, they run away. So we do not want those revelers to come on board only to disappear when we need them most. I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, there's another topic here that I also want to move on from, the why Uhuru won't be on Raila's campaign. In a major change of tack, President Kenyatta will not be hitting the campaign trail to hunt for votes for the Azimio presidential candidate in 17 battleground counties that jointly boast of nearly 5 million votes that are still up for grabs with just 81 days to go to the elections. Professor Ojienda, will this puncture the Azimio la Umoja momentum? He had mentioned that he would be out there and would campaign, but now there seems to be a change of tack.
I think, Trevor, if you recall the launch, the address of His Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, when he named his running mate, he said you'd have teams in regions. And the teams in regions, he divided regions, Western Kenya, I think Eastern Kenya, Mount Kenya region, coast, and all that. Now, all the regions would be headed by a captain or a leader. And I think Uhuru Kenyatta, His Excellency, would have joined the Mount Kenya, would have been part of the bigger force to the Mount Kenya vote, to the Raila Odinga vote basket. But we already have the deputy president from Mount Kenya, the Honorable Martha Karua. And I think that's a formidable team. I think His Excellency the President, because he continues to be President, will only join His Excellency Raila Odinga when there's need to in official functions. He does not need to be part of the campaign team running around the villages, because we already have competent teams in all these regions.
Yeah.
I don't think that in any way will diminish the force that is there, especially to have a slice of Mount Kenya, which I think is already going on very well, as you've seen the reports from the newspapers. Now, I think that Uhuru Kenyatta is, as patron, as part of the Azimio la Umoja coalition, will continue in his position as president, as he retires, but I think we'll work hand in hand with His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga in shaping the priorities and the objectives of the coalition as per the agreement that has the three-legged stool agreement, as you know, Azimio, Oka, Jubilee, ODM, the main parties within this agreement.
Yeah. Professor Lo, this was a bone of contention. In fact, there are those who are saying the sitting head of state should just keep off from politics. Is this a negative move or a positive political standpoint?
Trevor, before the new constitution came into place, President Moi used to say that the election date is my secret weapon. I can tell you that Uhuru Kenyatta is basically communicating to you that the timing on whether he campaigns or doesn't campaign for Raila is his secret weapon.
Yeah.
If, as Professor Ojienda says, the Martha candidature gets full steam and galvanizes Mount Kenya to an extent that the percentage that Azimio is looking for is guaranteed, you might not see another move. But if need arises, I would still be cautious and say that the president is holding whether he'll campaign or not campaign from a political pragmatic, and you know he's a politician, from a pragmatic point of view. He's holding it as a secret weapon.
So he might still end up campaigning?
He can pull a last card.
Okay. Kirwa, does this level the playing ground if it remains like this? Because your side of the divide had kept saying that the president should just retire, go home in peace, waache tumenyane na wale wengine.
Yeah, but you know the president has already endorsed Raila.
Yes.
So the level playing ground is not present. It is totally absent.
Yeah.
So, but we are going to make do with the situation as it is, because we went into this game knowing that we have to fight every obstacle on the way. But a more important issue, Trevor, as we talk about this level playing ground, I was imagining the other day 47 presidential candidates debating in an interview. whether we shall be able to get the gist of the debate from 47 individuals within the time allotted. And my suggestion, because I think let's take these suggestions positively, is that even if we have to have 3 debates, let the first one weed out the most unserious candidates so that we are left with 4 or 5 for them to square out, so that we are able to get what is their policy proposition in various aspects, whether it's the economy, whether it's the constitution,
the only 2
whether it's
presidential
governance. Yes.
The only 2 presidential candidates are there. Why are we confusing issues?
Prof, there are 55.
No, there are only 2.
8 of them.
There are only 2 presidential and others. Just say 2 and others.
Let it finish, then we'll come to that.
No, I think Tom agenda is becoming more combative. I think there is a bug in ODM that makes somebody combative, because constitutionally, and until IBC clears them or does not clear them, we are likely to have more than 5, more than 10.
Yes.
Unless they don't meet the requisite conditions for purposes of meeting whatever the IBC has asked for. But there will be presidential candidates. Nonetheless, they will be given a chance, because you cannot tell them you're not a presidential candidate. What basis? Because the votes have not been cast, and therefore each one of them, as long as they meet the minimum requirements, is going to be a presidential candidate. The second issue, which I think we need to engage as Kenyans, and when you do your research in future, is these independent candidates. Independent candidates, did somebody run on UDA, then chose to go independent? What are the mitigating reasons? Did somebody run in ODM, then he was not treated fairly, therefore he chose to go independent as to have a chance? Or are people having it as fashionable? Now, that means we must also improve the hygiene of political parties, so that when you engage in a rule that let us go for nomination, it should be nomination where candidates are treated blindfolded. In advanced democracies, if there is a word like that, strong candidates or sitting members are usually given, unless they don't meet the threshold. If a sitting member, like for him, at the end of the 5 years, he will be the sitting member of Senate from Kisumu. And if he meets the threshold of 50%, why subject him to nomination? So we must be clear with these parameters, because I'm not worried about this election. I'm worried about the future of Kenya. Are we building political parties, or are we just going to continue with parties when the main player is absent, that party collapses? That is my main worry, and that is my major sense of focus. And I'm now increasingly concerned with the very amiable guy becoming so combative that they are not presidential candidates.
In fact, that was the final topic we were going into as we finish on this debate. There are 55 presidential aspirants, Professor Ojienda, 38 of them seeking to run as independents. Of course, they've not been cleared by IEBC. But isn't this then a vote of no confidence in parties, or is it a quest for Kenyans for change from a different same old, 38 independent, 55 presidential aspirants in total?
In sport, we have players and we have wannabe players. In this election, we have 2 presidential candidates. And if Kalonzo runs, then we'll have a 3rd. That is it. The others who are wannabe, who are trying to sharpen their arms for the future, they are testing. It is, and I think most of them, and I've seen some of them, I've never heard of them in my life, should have gone for positions like MCA, MP, and other positions. Probably try Senate, try other things. But I do not consider those candidates as serious candidates to talk about. If I were Raila Odinga, I would never debate with some of the individuals who are running for president, because clearly they have no history, no known history. They have no known vote basket. They have no known constituency. They are simply presenting themselves. I think the law should be amended.
Yeah.
Let me stop there.
Okay, Professor Low, what do you make of this? Because there are some people saying then this will end up being, if they're cleared by IBC, 55 of them, it will end up being a ballot book, not a ballot paper.
Yeah, and that worries me. You know, I compare it to the registration of political parties in this country, to the extent that some of the parties that are registered are more for business purposes. So they come into the political scene for business purposes. That, Trevor, you didn't get a ticket there. Me, I'm ready to give you a ticket. How much? Give me the nomination fee and I give you a ticket.
Yeah.
I think most of these independents are in the same pool. I was talking to somebody yesterday who knows one or two independent candidates there, and he was saying that they are targeting some finances from abroad, that there are some donors abroad, conservative groups, right-wing groups, who basically, when you give them that, look, I'm a presidential candidate and these are my ideology, this is what I want to introduce into the political scene, you get a lot of funds to do that. Yeah, so for me, it's business. I also want to agree with Professor Ojienda that, you see, Waziri,
Yes.
the debate is not an IEBC-run pre-qualification for you to be voted for.
Yeah.
It's a media-driven process. And the media has already showed us the way. If you look at the newspapers, they're only talking of 2 running mates. All those other candidates you're talking about have named running mates. We don't even know them. We don't even see them in headlines. So the media itself that is going to run this presidential debate has already weeded them out that you are not serious contenders, you don't deserve any space. So why would it be that when it comes to the debate, the same media brings them on board when in their normal coverage, they don't even give them coverage? And in any case, in 2017, Trevor, you'll remember, Raila Odinga ended up debating himself. The president never came. So even this idea of debate, the way we are doing it in this country, might need to get institutionalized. Because you remember there was a time even Trump was like, I'm not going to go for that debate, so it can be a dicey issue. So unless handled well, you can have the main candidates avoiding it if it's not structured properly.
All right, gentlemen, we have to leave it there. Professor Tom Ojienda, Senior Counsel and also Kisumu Senate aspirant, and Professor Adam Zolo, political commentator, and Kibruto Arap Kirwa, Deputy Chair, UDA. He doesn't want to be called Vice Chair, Deputy Chair, UDA. Let's see your feedback as we wind up on this really quick, so that we close on this. C. Charlo Woodrozy says the presence of 2 powerful cabinet secretaries when the running mate of Raila Odinga was being availed should worry Kenya Kwanza coalition. Defeating a popular candidate supported by the government is not easy. Okay. Engineer Lazaro says Kalonzo should be patriotic enough to embrace give and take options in a healthy negotiation. Post of DP is just one of the palm positions of power. You can be powerful cabinet minister and still your influence will be hard all over. Okay. Olum Justice says Raila's choice of Martha was tactful and well calculated. Even if it will not give Azimio a better share of the mountain's votes, it remains a headache for Ruto and Gachagua. Okay. Moses says it seems that any runoff contest will be very unlikely unless all the other presidential candidates combined, starting presumably with Musyoka, can garner at least about 5% of the total valid votes cast. Okay. That's LJ. Says, we, the Mulembe Nation, don't just vote for anyone just because they are Luya. We vote for someone because they have something to offer. And that's why we voted Raila in 2013, even though Mudavadi was vying. We are the true Democrats. Okay. All right. That's why we leave it for now. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, Willis Bazuraburu is on the decks. We'll talk to you in just a bit.